As of recently, my homie put me on, bro. They're trying to kill off sharks and go extinct. People don't know how much we need sharks. Like if sharks go extinct and shit, then the whole ocean and the whole ecosystem, like the food chain, everything gets fucked up, right? You got all these people fishing for sharks. Everyone's like, oh, scared of sharks. Like sharks are scared of us. We kill more sharks a day than sharks kill us. People don't know about that shit though. That's some like woke shit. I feel like the people that really know me know that it's like, it's not just some like dumb shit with me, you know, everything I say is woke. Like I have a positive message and shit. I'm not just here to like distract kids from fucking their lives or like real shit. I grew up with my grandma and my grandpa because, you know, both my parents did hard drugs and shit and just would be in and out of jail. So like there was no like hope or thought like, oh, I'm gonna live with my parents or I'm gonna be with my parents. And there's kind of always like, you know, I just got my grandma and my grandpa. And like my grandpa was like my best friend, my father figure and shit. My grandma was like super strict kind of when I was younger. She was a nurse, she worked all the time and shit. But, you know, they held it down, they raised me right. And then my grandpa passed away when I was in like 5th, 6th grade or some shit like that. And that's when I started smoking weed after that because I found out my grandpa smoked. Because up to that point, I was like, oh, I'm never going to do drugs. Like, I ain't going to be like my parents, this, that, and the other thing. And I found out my grandpa smoked. And then I was like, oh, well, fuck it. If my grandpa smoked, then I can smoke weed. I ain't really tripping. I smoke every day. Big part of my life. But, you know, my grandpa was the biggest part of my life. So when I lost him, that shit hit me huge. You know what I mean? Like, it hit my grandma huge, too. Like, for even, like, a year, she wasn't really, like, going to work. She was depressed and shit. I was, like, the man of the house, like, keeping shit, like, happy and keeping shit going, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to just dwell on that shit. So she still credits me for helping her get out of that time and shit, but it's like I owe my life to her because she helped me get to where I'm at to be able to breathe and be alive, you know, have a roof over my head and shit. Then after that, we moved out of that house because my grandma couldn't live there no more and shit, just like all the memories and shit. And then we moved into some new apartments like on like Beach Boulevard in Huntington Beach. Now me and my grandma's relationship is like, she my best friend for sure. She cool with everything. She know what's up. She proud of me. You know what I mean? The music, everything, like the way I turned out. I'm not that bad. Bluntington Beach. Oh man, paradise. Definitely paradise. Warm weather, pretty girls. I mean, there's fake people, but there's fake people everywhere, so it's cool. But no, I love it. It's home to me. You know, it's not as cold like it is here, but it's cool, it's different, you know? I know how to surf, but like I'm not a fan of the cold water. I'm spoiled. Like I'm like tropical water shit, like Hawaii, fucking Costa Rica, you know, shit like that. Where it's like, if it's warm, you can't get me out the water. I used to skate, snowboard, all that. I can't get hurt now, money, you know, on the road, but I could probably still kill shit. Yeah, I've met a lot of people by now, you know, but like early on, like, I had a relationship. I actually lived in the same apartments as YG in Huntington Beach while his moms was staying there for a little bit. Crazy. We was running into each other on some regular shit. And I was working with someone who was doing his clothes. And then once we put 2 and 2 together, it kind of reached out to me on some homie shit, like some big bro shit. Like just letting him know that like really the West Coasters, like we representing this shit and like, you know what I mean? Like we really got to do it right, you know? It's like just get caught up in like, oh, being Young Pinch and the Beach Boy and shit. It's like not realizing like, yo, I'm really like a West Coast artist putting this shit on the map and everyone's taking notice of it. You know what I'm saying? Which comes with like, we got to do this shit right. You know what I mean? And it's also just like, you know, little big bro advice here and there and just showing love, you know, putting me in situations that I wouldn't be in, you know, in the studio or whatever. But that was just one person, you feel me, that's like homie. G-Eazy's another person who I've gotten pretty close with that's like big bro shit, just advice, you know what I mean? Like anytime we want to pull up, we could pull up, hit me to come to the club and shit, we just chill on some regular shit. Black Bear reached out to me super early and remixed Rock With Us and took me on my first little tour. It just be game all over the place. You just gotta soak it, you know? And it's a lot of visual, you know? Like you just see how people move and shit. And you're like, okay, like some superstar shit. Come put some liquor in my cup. That song specifically isn't really about like one person, you know what I mean, or one experience. It's kind of a grip of them put together. I was reminiscing throughout my whole life. You know, the first time I ever kissed a girl was in like 6th grade or some shit. I just turned 6th grade. But, you know, girls in high school, girls in middle school. It's a lot of different stories. It's almost like a development too. Like the first verse is a little younger, you know, getting played by girls, and the second verse is like, I ain't getting played no more. Like, now I'm playing girls. Then it goes into like, oh, now she missed my voice because I'm on now listening to my songs, all that shit, and it's like current day shit. So, I mean, it's all real life, you know what I mean? Like, it's reminiscent, like all the stories is true, but I could reminisce on a year ago, feel like I was younger. I feel like I'm like 50 years older than I was a year ago today, just all the shit that I've been through, you know what I mean? Life moves fast, you know? Like, boom, elementary, middle school, high school, you're out. And then, boom, shit for me, it started popping like, oh, life's changed, what the fuck is, you know? So shit, I feel like I'm like almost 30 years old now. I'm only 20, so. I was like, probably just turned freshman. I hung out with like seniors and shit. So my hands, and I was just way smaller than them. So they passed me the blunt and they wouldn't be able to hold it because their hands be so small. I'd pinch it and hit it like 8 times. They'd be like, how you just hit the blunt more than me? And I didn't even like, what? Got small ass, said, oh, young pinch, young pinch. I hated that shit at first though. I was like, what'd you call me, bro? Like, you know, trying to get crazy with people and shit. But then it just stuck, kind of people was calling me it. So I was like, all right, yeah, pinch your bitch ass, like pinch your sack. Like, you just running with it, you know, like, fuck it. Now here I am today. And I think the main thing I liked about it was when I was just like, you know what, it is different. I don't know anyone else, young pinch. Just like me being the Beach Boys. Like, I'm not like a stereotypical Beach Boy. It's like I'm making my own definition to what this shit is and who I want to be, you know? Like, I got a tattoo on my neck the first day of like the first day before senior year or some shit like that to commit myself to music fully. It's an anchor with a music note as the rope around it. Like, music is my anchor. And that shit was like, all right, music is my shit. I ain't gonna do nothing else. Like, I ain't gonna cut my hair no more. Like, I ain't trying to get no job. Everyone always going through high school, cut your hair, you're not gonna get a job. Cut your hair, I'm not trying to get no job. You know what I mean? Like, I got a tattoo on my neck, bro. Like, I'm really not trying to get no job. Like, all you teachers are looking at me hella funny now. You think I ain't gonna be shit. Like, I know it's cool. I'm still getting good grades in your class and hella respectful, so you just confused as fuck. We dropped that 7-1 Forever project and, like, you know, pushed that shit for a little bit ourselves. And it just caught on and started going, you know. One of my videos Rock With Us hit like 1 million views. I was like the first person in the city really, where I'm from, to get 1 million views on a video. So kids was kind of tripping like, oh, what the fuck, you know. I always wanted some shit like that, but it wasn't like, oh, I made it, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, shit's moving. And then I sold out the small room at the observatory where I'm from, which is like the only venue there. So it was kind of a big deal to me. I was like, oh damn, I made it in my own city, you know, like I sold out the small room, And just kept grinding, meeting mad people, mad different artists, you know, famous people I would always wanted to meet. Life just traveling and shit. And then my shit got played on the radio, and that was like, DJ Charisma spun Rock With Us, and that shit was like, damn, like that's when it hit me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the first one out of my city to make it on the radio, to get 1 million views, sell out of shit. Like, I'm the first artist out of my city. Like, no one could take that shit away from me. And that's when I was just like, damn, like, this shit is real. You know what I mean? And then from there, it was like no turning back, just gas on the fire. Like, shit, I've been making so much new music, and like, that the new music has been getting old. Forever Heartbroke 3. It's like a little 4-track project. Every Valentine's Day I drop Forever Heartbroke, which is like a 4-track EP about, you know, like heartbroke records. Some are for girls. Like the first one was about losing some of my homies, you know, people pass away and shit. It's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's just like a super important part of something that I started and something really big with me, you know what I mean? Just like that part of like depression and shit that people don't want to talk about, you know, that people need to hear about to be able to feel, you know, like I'm not alone in this shit. So that's been huge to me. I'm probably gonna keep that going for a long, long time. And then yeah, we're gonna keep the Forever Friday things going. New song every Friday until my album, which coming.